It's Drive-By Movies hitting you up with another episode of Sequeled. I am James.
My name's Blaise.
We are sequelizing a movie that we'll most likely never see a sequel to. So we're here to inspire it. So, what is a movie that we are never going to get a sequel to? Like, we are for sure never getting a sequel, I believe. But maybe this talk might. There's a franchise that you've probably heard of, but I don't think you've seen. A lot of people haven't seen it. But The Collector and the Collection.
I've actually seen the first movie. I'm pretty sure I maybe put the second one on and fell asleep immediately.
Yeah, it's got the most like gory intro to a movie I remember.
I think the Collection's supposed to be like significantly better than the Collector, right?
I personally liked the Collector more, but I mean, their movies aren't even that great. But one thing that these movies I feel did right is giving you a central protagonist that you actually root for and like. It started off. It's a fun fact. It started off as a prequel that the writers were creating for the Saw franchise, but the producers didn't like it. So like, all right, well, we like this story. Let's do our own thing with it. So that's why it has similar like crazy trap aspects to it. And what it did right was putting a character like he's an ex-con and he works for a rich family. I forget what he does, but he's like a maintenance guy. And his wife gets into trouble with like a mob group or something. And so he has to steal some jewels and money from the family he works for. But he finds out that there's some fucking psycho killer that's in that house already the night he tries to rob it. And so the Collection, though, was about more him escaping and leading like not a SWAT crew, but they're like SWAT or crazy military background people.
Mercenaries.
Yeah, mercenaries to try to get a rich guy's daughter who got kidnapped by the Collector now. And because he's the only person to escape, he's there to walk them through.
So the Collector is just like a child trafficker? What is his story?
Nah, his story is weird. He just likes to collect one person of each family he kills. He always goes for one group, and he collects one person to torture until he finds his next group.
Sounds
but he
like a
always
nice
keeps
guy.
them. Yeah, he's a nice dude. Yeah. So, all right, I'm going to hit you with the spoilers with the Collection. It ends on a cliffhanger. Arkin, our central protagonist in the first and second movie, he kidnaps the Collector at the end of the third one, and he puts him in the box, and it ended with a cliffhanger. He's like, I'm going to put you through everything you put me through. And you're like, all right, well, where's it going to go?
Two movies?
Well, yeah.
That's what he put him through, two movies?
Yeah. But he
Nice paycheck?
He got cut a lot. I remember one of the gnarliest scenes is like, he puts a hole in his like ribs and like lets cockroaches eat their way through it or something. It's pretty gnarly.
Oh, is there a little bit more creative than Saw, I guess?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, a little more creative, a little more not thought provoking, but just like a little more like love. I feel like into their characters because there's no one in Saw you really root for.
You hate like everyone. Yeah. Like it's kind of a cheap in Saw. It's kind of a cheap way out by being like, well, everyone that's in the games is a piece of shit. Yeah. So like then you root for Jigsaw. You're like, yeah, kill those people. Yeah. They do drugs.
But he's not that interesting of a character.
That's not interesting, and it's like it's almost like it's okay in the first movie, but as you go along in the series, it's a cheap cop out to like not liking anyone and being like, yeah, more gore, kill people. Like it's kind of cheap.
That's what it turned into. Just like you watch it for the kills and to see what the really stupid twist ending was going to be, where like there's no way anyone could have predicted this and shit.
This movie's a prequel.
Yeah. Yeah. The prequel to the fourth one. That like you're like, oh wait, this wasn't in real time the whole movie. Yeah.
This movie is a period piece, and I didn't even know it was a period piece.
So this one I'm going to call The Collected, though, if I didn't mention earlier. The Collected because...
That's a far reach right there.
So he's going to be torturing the Collector, and he's going to find out that his wife that he's been helping since the beginning has been kidnapped by the Collector. We see her at the beginning of the sequel, The Collection, and he tells her to run away and get away. She never got away. He had her this whole time. He didn't plan to get caught, but like he knew something might happen with Arkin and needed leverage, so he stole her. And so now it's up to Arkin to try to figure out how to get back his wife. But he's got, a one-up by having the Collector, and he's going to torture the shit out of him, though. We're going to see the Collector get like what is due to him, I feel like.
So this is the Just Desserts of the Collection series.
Yeah. Kind of try to figure out a way to make it come full circle. The Collector, I feel like, has got to get away or something. Yeah.
So did he... How big is it? I'm still confused. His collection, like how big does he have? Like 5 people, or he eventually kills them? Like I don't understand.
I remember he has one girl in the sequel, but also what's weird
is not a collection. That's just one person.
Well, no, he's got all these bones and bodies though that he's collected,
still
but there's
not really a collection.
No, multiple though. But he's got a collection though, an army. This is the stupidest aspect of the sequel.
What?
He's got like a zombie army. People that like he like fucked their brains up with like drugs and stuff.
Like
And-
Jeffrey Dahmer them?
Yeah, he Jeffrey Dahmered them, and they'd like just turn into rabid psychos that try to like rip everyone's eyes out and shit. Yeah.
He lost me there.
Yeah, we're not doing that. That's what lost me in the second one. When you said I hear the second one is better, I was like, I mean, there's that dumb aspect to the zombies.
But
Yeah.
they're not. That's like a realistic zombie.
It's a realistic zombie. Yeah,
But they still go for people's eyes.
that's what I do remember. I remember like an eye gouging scene or something.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, very fun. Yeah. So we're gonna bring back the gore. I didn't think out any crazy traps or anything, but it's unfortunate this franchise never picked up or anything. Like it had potential, I feel like, to keep getting sequels, but they were made with a cheap budget, but still no one went to go see them. So I feel like it's up to us to make it happen.
Definitely. I think this movie came at a weird time where they had like those, like it was right where horror movies were coming to VOD, and this was like one of those last ones that like could have gone to VOD but went to theaters, and I don't think it performed as well in theaters.
Didn't, yeah.
So-
They both like just barely made their budget back, and that was it.
Yeah. And what is this Blumhouse or is this before that?
No, it's a smaller studio. I don't remember the name of them, but it's a small one though. It's not Blumhouse though, but
Got it.
yeah, it was one that like you'd recognize the logo. It's not like RJSE Studios but it's like one of those similar ones that you see like for a lot of movies.
Got it.
Yeah.
So I think going forward with this one, since it's got a little bit of a smaller audience, it's a sequel, should do like a VOD release. for
Right,
this
yeah. Yeah, keep it simple, all in one location like the first one. Keep that budget low. But I think just the problem was it came out too fast after the Saw franchise. Like they were like, "Oh, we need to be the next big torture movie." No, it just came out the wrong time. You just need to wait a little bit. And next year is the 10-year anniversary of the first one. Came out in 2009. Sequel came out in 2011. No one's talking about it right now, so let's get the ball rolling on here. So, drive-by movies. So that's it for this week's episode of Sequeled. We hope to see the Collected someday. Well, at least I do. But yeah, tune in next week, guys, to see what else we have up our sleeves.